Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Lawrence Okolie is back to his dull self against a guy who's just too small for him in KEVIN Lerena. He wins a unanimous decision. Two of the cards had it a whitewash. I think one of the judges gave Lerena one round. I don't quite know which one it was. Lerena did land the odd punch here and there. Yeah, I get it. But look, Okolie is a former WBO cruiserweight and WBC bridgerweight champ, and he's weighing in these days at something like 260 something, 262 or something. Lerena, unlike Okolie, doesn't have the dimensions. He is also a former, he's fought at cruiserweight and bridgerweight. I think he's held a bridgerweight title, same one that Okolie held actually, but he doesn't have the dimensions. Now Okolie is 6'5", all right. And he's not a 260 guy. I mean, he's fat around the middle. You know, he needs to lose, I don't know, 15 pounds, 20 pounds maybe. But he has the dimensions to be a heavyweight. Lerena doesn't. Quite simply doesn't. He's never a heavyweight. He's a South African fighter. He's 33 now. He came in with 31 wins, only 15 KOs. He had 3 defeats. It's now 4, of course. He's only ever been stopped once, and that was by Daniel Dubois in 3 rounds. But he did have Dubois on the floor 3 times in the first round. But he's only 6'1". His reach is only 74 inches. He hasn't got the dimensions to be a heavyweight, and yet there he is, in with Okolie, who, to be honest with you, was, I mean, the commentators were saying, oh, you know, it was a good disciplined performance. Okay, look, if you're talking about Okolie as a heavyweight who's got some skills and is, you know, top 15, all right. Fair enough. But if you're talking about him as in any shape or form being a contender for any kind of heavyweight title, he'd have to be managed very, very well to pick up a world belt, in my opinion. He'd have to swerve a lot of names that are clearly superior to him, because against Lerena, who does appear to have, at this level anyway, and certainly at this weight, you know, a sort of gatekeeper's mentality, a sparring partner's mentality maybe. Or maybe it isn't that. Maybe it's just that he's too damn small, because he'll try to get in close. He'll let his hands go. You know, he's been dining out on putting Dubois on the floor 3 times in that opening round. But Dubois looked wobbly in the second round, and he couldn't finish him. And then in the third round, Dubois recovered and put Lerena through the ropes, I think, if I remember rightly, or knocked him down by the ropes anyway and stopped him. Lerena just doesn't have the firepower. He doesn't have the size. He looked too big at 232. I think he came in for this fight. He looked too big around the middle himself. You know, go down. If you can't make cruiser, stick to bridgerweight. Try and make a few quid there, or become a heavyweight gatekeeper or sparring partner or something. Because, like I say, he's 33 now, but he didn't do anything against Okolie. He couldn't do anything. Even on the occasions when he got in close, Okolie was doing the usual routine of draping his arms over him and giving him the cuddle treatment, the octopus treatment. When he was keeping it at range, Okolie, he was jabbing quite nicely. There was some nice jabs there, but he was also, you know, he's an orthodox fighter, Lerena southpaw, but Okolie was using the jab hand. He was just sticking it out as a rangefinder, leaving it there. He won't be able to do that against naturally bigger men. Never mind naturally bigger men who are at least as talented as he is. It's not going to happen. It just won't happen. I really think that Lerena was on a loser here, because he doesn't really have the skills. He's a game guy. We saw that against Justice Hooney. We saw it against, he gave Justice Hooney a very good fight. He gave, like I say, Dubois a good fight. He ain't that bad a fighter at all at his weight. You know, he's outpointed, he's very old, Marius Vac, and he's had wins over, you know, people like Bogdan Dinu, and he's even stopped Firat Arslan, who must be about 84 by now, you know, and is still fighting, believe it or not. He did that in Germany. I mean, he's got some ability. He's what you'd call, you know, he's a former bridgerweight champ. He'd be a decent cruiser if he could still make the weight. But at heavyweight, he's just a sparring partner, to be honest. And for Okolie to just go through the motions in a very dull, very safety first manner, And to then get kind of plaudits from the commentary team, no, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm really not. Okolie, I expect more from Okolie against that level of opposition if he's serious about being a true contender and not a pretender in the heavyweight division. So this was chief support to the. This is how bad the card was. This was the chief support to the rematch between Daniel Dubois and Alexander Usyk. I mean, it was not an exciting fight. It was not a competitive fight. It didn't look like an interesting fight before the opening bell, to be honest with you. But the Southpaw Lorena, get yourself down to cruiserweight, stay there. Get the belt, make a few defences, get yourself, up, kind of, make the Bridgerweight your own domain. Or if you can, go down to cruiserweight. Or if you insist on fighting at heavyweight, fight the smaller heavyweights. Fight, fellow cruisers who are coming up, or fellow Bridgerweight fighters who are coming up, to sort of test the waters at heavyweight. But you can't take on these big fellas, these enormous behemoths. But Okolie, if he puts on this sort of performance against, I don't know, any of the top 10, I'd say, of course, he's ranked in the top 10. He was actually ludicrously number one, I think, for a while with the WBC. Absolutely preposterous ranking because he held the Bridgerweight title, and then he gave it up and he got promoted to. He moved up a division, and you get ranked apparently as the number one contender. I don't know. It's the WBC. Don't ask me to find logic where there is none. But no, Okolie, he's going to have to do so much better than this because all he did was jab, move around, box. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, you won. You won every round. Fine, I thought you won every round, but look who you were fighting against. You were fighting against a much smaller man, a less talented man, a guy who never really had a hope of winning. He was tailor-made for you, Lawrence. Tailor-made, mate. And if you want to be a true contender in the heavyweight division, you're going to have to do a lot better than this against far, far, far better men. So that's my spiel. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know. Comments below, of course, as always, and I will get back to you. I'll reply. If you like the video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I just want to also say, everyone who turned up for the live yesterday, it was an 11th hour live. I just thought, fuck it, I'll do a live because, we chatted about a number of things, predominantly Usyk versus Dubois, the rematch. But thank you for turning up. I always appreciate it, and especially your super chats. Much love to you. I know a lot of you ain't got that much money. Please don't give it to me. If you ain't got a lot of money, I don't need your money. If you've got a load of money, give me money. You know what I mean? But no, for you to turn up for the live, that's enough for me. Thank you very much for doing that. I'll get you later, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the big one to come. Bye for now.